Hey everyone, Weston here. Thanks for joining me at TNT Strong. We are currently renovating, demolishing a new space that we're going to be using as an office, a gym, and a film studio. So we're filming here, and I felt pretty inspired to shoot in here, give it a first shot. But we're also in the process of doing the electrical, trying to figure out where a workout clock would go in the space. And I realized I had two different workout clocks and wanted to share my opinions and thoughts, especially on this newer one that just came out. It's called a TimeBirds Timer. I got it off of Kickstarter, and I really want to discuss and review this. The other clock that you see in your screen is the Gym Next timer. I've had this for a few years and probably used it for hundreds, if not maybe 1,000 or so workouts. I'm not really going to review this. I'm just going to use this kind of as a comparison and the gold standard of what I'm used to. And I've used this in a couple gyms that I've worked at as well, this same system. I really like this, but I really want to focus on the TimeBirds Timer. First of all, you can see it's not plugged into anything. I think that's the big benefit. Really, the only reason I bought this was that it's battery powered. With our channel, the workouts that we do at TNT Strong, a lot of times we're up hiking, we're down at the beach, we're in the mountains, we've gone on a road trip. So the idea of having a portable workout timer really appealed to me, and that was one of the main reasons that I purchased this. So that's definitely the best part about it, that it's battery powered compared to this one. I had to run an extension cord in to get it to run for this video. You can also see that it's about the right size. It's pocket sized, fits really easily in my workout shorts, the pocket, and it's about the size of a US dollar. So it's the same length and it's a little bit narrower than that. As for the battery life, I think it's fine. I haven't max tested it or run it all the way down to 0. I've run it for over an hour, and you'll see a little bit later in the video why that is, but it's lasted for an hour, so I know it'll do multiples of those. I think if you're going on a weekend trip or something like that, you don't need to worry about recharging it, but if you do need to recharge it, it has a USB-C charging hookup, which for really anything in 2021 feels like the standard. If it would have had anything besides a USB-C, it would have felt awkward. You know, not like my brand new iPhone that's still Lightning port, but that's a whole different conversation. Another thing that's awesome about this TimeBirds timer is that it's magnetic. So, I don't know, throw it on a fridge, a weightlifting rack, anything like that. I really like that feature. It's not always going to be used, you know, if we're out in the forest or at the beach. It's not like we have big metal pillars that we can use it, but it is something cool that's different than some of the other timers on the market. And it does have a relatively bright screen. I'm trying to fight the glare. I know that you might not be able to see exactly what's happening, but if I turn off these lights, not quite as bright as the Gym Next timer, but it is a lot smaller of a screen. And I think it's definitely bright enough where if you were in a low light situation, I don't know, a dark gym, or maybe doing a workout and the sun started to go down, you would still be able to see it. Being able to see it outside, it's not as good. And I think it's just more of, it doesn't really have anything to do with brightness. I don't think you'd be able to see this big Gym Next timer outside very well if you're catching the glare of the sun. And this is just physically a smaller timer, so it's just gonna be harder to see in the bright sun. It's not impossible to see, but middle of the day, you're not gonna be able to see it, you know, 30 yards away or something if you're out at a field doing repeat sprints or something. Those are all the good things, the reasons why I like it. Let's get into the bad of the reasons why I don't like it. Its sound is basically non-existent. There's really no reason that they even put speakers in this for how quiet it is. There are limited workouts you can do with this. You can do your basic round up, round down. You can do intervals with different rest periods and different interval times. But because it doesn't connect to Bluetooth, you have to control all of that with the buttons on the top of the device. And I think they just wanted to make it simple so that it wasn't too confusing and you were going down a rabbit hole of button presses and getting back out of menus without any type of LCD screen. Compared to the Gym Next timer, runs through an app. You can use on any type of smart device, a phone or a tablet. And I think you can program any exercise you would possibly want. So if you wanted to do 10 rounds of 45 seconds of work, 15 seconds of rest, have a 2-minute break, come back in, do 8 rounds of 5-minute and 10-second rest, like anything that you could possibly come up with, you can run on this timer. This is basically just the basics of round up, round down, interval up, interval down. So if that's a problem for you, I know it will push into limitations for us. We like to mix up different style workouts, but that could be a problem, or maybe it doesn't matter for you. As I kind of mentioned, everything's connected, or everything is run through these 5 buttons. And it took me a good, 15, 20 minutes of playing with it to figure out how to run it, or how to feel confident. If you told me you wanted to do a workout that was 10 rounds of 30 seconds on, 5 seconds off, that I could program that in, where again, this timer runs through an app and it's very straightforward. You plug and play and explore. So that's definitely another thing that I don't love about this. And I think the last part is this case that I paid a little extra for. I'm not sure exactly how much. It was on the Kickstarter. I think I got it as a bonus at one point. But the case is not really what I expected. So maybe that's just on me for not liking it, but it's very kind of Gumby and soft. I think this is really just more for looks. If you have it in here, it goes on really easy, but it's also very, I don't know. I feel like it's slightly too large and slightly too soft. If this took a tumble, I don't think that it would do much. Again, kind of comparing it to what I expected, this hard plastic case that's around my iPhone, this thing's kind of a pain to get on and off. But I know when I drop this, the case is taking a lot of that shock absorption, and it feels like it's strong and protective. This really just, I think it's for the color. I like the color, but I wouldn't think that this is going to hold any type of protection or damage. It's just too soft. It's not quite form-fitting enough. And I think they could have done a little bit better of a job on this. The other thing I'm talking about cases, I didn't know it was gonna come with this. This is a travel case. It does fit both cases in. I actually really like this travel case. It basically is gonna stop it from getting scratched if you're throwing it in your backpack. It doesn't cinch shut or anything, but it's tight enough where you really have to try to get this out. So I like this one. I don't like the extra cost color case. Let's get into the ugly of why I wouldn't recommend buying one of these. As I said earlier, I know that the battery lasts for at least an hour, and that's because I've done a time accuracy test after reading a couple of things online, but it is off by about 6 seconds, 5 to 7 seconds over the course of an hour. For something that's basically a clock, I think that's unacceptable on a couple of levels. This is about $100 that you're looking at. And like I said, it doesn't connect to Bluetooth. There's no
touch screen.
It's pretty simple in its functions. So it's essentially a $100 clock that loses 6 seconds every hour. And especially for us at TNT Strong, we have a surprise video coming. We are planning on setting a male and female world record in something that takes exactly 60 minutes. And that was the second reason that I bought this, because it was battery powered. We were going to be able to have it out with us in the view of the cameras as an additional detail showing that we were doing everything right. And it was exactly 60 minutes and everything was certified and we would get that world record. This being off by 6 seconds, I won't use it. It's too big of a risk for me. So I will be using this Gym Next timer and just hauling an extension cord, whatever it is, 100 yards, 200 yards, to get this accurate clock in the view of the camera for us doing this world record, to make sure that it's certified. And the other reason why I would not recommend buying this is because in their email, they essentially hinted out that they're already planning and building a version 2. So they know this product is defective and no good. And so if you are looking for a portable timer, honestly, I would just recommend sticking with your phone. I know that maybe you don't want to get your phone dirty, or most of the phones now are waterproof. The screen is literally the same size, if not bigger. You already probably own a phone, and for the $100 that this costs, I would just buy a Bluetooth portable speaker and play music or have the timer come out of this or the beeps or whatever it was. So that would be my answer, is just run a cell phone or an iPad or some type of tablet for your workout timer if you need it to be battery powered and portable. I guess that's my final verdict. I don't recommend this. If you are gonna buy one, definitely wait for version 2. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. What do you do to time your workouts or keep track of time? And then also, if you haven't subscribed to us, please do so. It's free and it helps us grow our channel. And then if you found this information valuable, maybe I just saved you $100, please leave me a thumbs up below. That also helps the channel. And can't wait to see you next time. And hopefully this will all be built out pretty soon. Thanks for watching.